does acts such as the cutting of the baby or the cutting of the young girl's
or the
clitoris. You
stretching
s-
of the neck or the
you,
ears
you,
and all that stuff.
you said they deserve death for such foul acts. You said you didn't say that. I asked you to repeat what you said, and you literally repeated what you said, which is the exact same thing that I said that you said. They deserve death. You said it 3 times already. The only point I'm making is that at the end of the day, if you have 30 African teachers sitting in front of you, Afi, and you like 20 and you don't like 10, so you kick out 10 of the African teachings, you throw them away because you feel they're vile. You keep the other 20, but then when you come promulgate to us, you say African teachings as if all 30 were good to you, but you rejected 10 of them. And I think it's a misrepresentation of the African teachings because you're not liking a lot of some of them you don't like. You say, no, they're no good, but yet they're from the same source that the good ones are from. So at the end of the day, you are the deciding factor on what's good and bad. So it's not about African teachings, it's about Afi's view of African teachings. That's what determines
Olivia,
good and
stop,
bad for
baby,
you.
please. Come on, let's dump that over here for you spill it and have watermelon abuse all over the floor. I got to
Would you
learn how to
agree? Would you
stop.
agree with that, Afi?
Dump the
Um,
whole thing in there.
I I humbly respect your
To
position,
disengage.
and I also humbly respect your perception, but I'm not saying anything close to that. Like it's literally like this. Like I was born in America. I'm Nigerian and Jamaican, but I don't agree with certain things that goes on here, being born here, and then I weigh it against cultures of things that I'm genetically connected to. But I understand and overstand, equal stand and understand what's really actually happening. It is a spell that's going on here. And people are acting like they're not being tricked or duped. They're acting like nobody would go this far to invest this type of thing to yes, they will. In the 60s, they had the A team that was planting drugs just on black, honest, hardworking people. And these motherfuckers wasn't even drug dealers.
Have you been to
So
Nigeria to compare? Like you was
I'm
born here, I
Nigerian
get it.
wherever
Yeah, you can't be Nigerian in Jamaica if you wasn't born there. You was born here in America.
listen. What? Huh?
Yeah, you can't be. You have to be born there.
Brother, it's in my what I'm Jamaican and Nigerian. Like
Right. Your mother and
that's
father
in
may
my
be that, but
genetics. Like regardless of if I'm
but
born in America or China, I'm Jamaican and Nigerian. Like that
right.
that's that
Listen,
are
listen.
you
Hold on,
serious?
hold on,
Like
bro. Hold on. Let's not argue, brother. I had a
I'm not
friend.
arguing.
He said. I asked him. I said, "What are you?" He says, "I'm black and I'm Mexican." And I said, "Where were you born at?" He was born in Detroit. I said, "To be a Mexican national, you have to be born in Mexico." He was never born in Mexico, but he's claiming to be a Mexican. He's claiming that as being part of his. And I'm saying with you, you claiming Nigeria and Jamaica. Those are two different places that you have never been to either one of them. Just because your parents may come from there, that doesn't mean that you're Nigerian and Jamaican. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know the combo, but that's crazy, man.
Where
Huh?
I don't know
wherever
the.
where listen wherever, and I broke this down to address you, Darian,
yes,
and
sir.
I hear you, Kev, and I hear everybody, but just to address this to make it clear, so that there's no confusion and that everything is being addressed right now. Let it be known always and always remembered. It's simple. Wherever, and I said this yesterday, wherever I am, Africa is. Wherever the African is in their right mind, that's where Africa is. It is not stricken and based off a certain peninsula or certain continent or certain place or area. I could be born in motherfucking Pluto, like the actual planet Pluto or Titan where Thanos come from. I am still a African
That's
in
cool, but
Pluto
how do
or
you breed?
Galactic Federation. I am
So
still
how, but
African.
But so that
It
brings
does
me to the
not
point I was
change
trying to make.
because of the
How do you
location.
grade? How do you grade what like you when you gave your example about America, you start talking about the A team. I asked, did you live in Africa to point out point out a similar atrocity has a similar atrocity happened there that's on the same level? Because I mean, to pick Nigeria of all places, you know, there are similar type of crimes that happen there. How are you differentiating? That's all I want to know. You can be
Okay.
if you was born on Pluto and you took Africa to Pluto, cool. I'm just but we're like you're I don't understand how your grading system works then because you're basically saying things that we can name case files from other countries that have been purported on the news, and then your point would be useless. So can you clear that up?
Yes. What I am saying is this. Like my my family literally comes from Togo, Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
I have family in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to people from the Cameroon, from Ghana, all
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff, like whether they are here or on that continent. And they let me know that I am on point with a lot of different things. And they also let me know that when I am not on point with a lot of different things. So I don't mind, just like yesterday or any type of day or anytime I have a conversation, I don't mind being on the hot seat and being interrogated because I am not trying to trick nobody. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to harm nobody. That's never been my character or position. I am literally just being like, just expressing
So you
what.
grade the world based on what, like you just said that you talked to some people from there. Like, how do we know that they was worth giving you the proper answers? Like they just was random people that you met, like in Cameroon. Like how do we know they not drug dealers and killers and they just coach you like, oh yeah, you on point
You know what?
on you wasn't specific on
And
topics. How do we know?
because okay, because I actually started to actually read and do comparative studies of different African teachings and weighing it against all teachings. Meaning
All right.
like literally,
Like it, give me
like
an
literally,
example.
like okay, I'm going to give an example. Like literally,
Perfect.
I have weighed African teachings against every single teaching I've ever studied in my life, systematic or not systematic, Bible, Quran, everything, and literally it surpassed it by not even seconds, light years. Like it wasn't even close. Like I read an African teaching where it talks about a man walking around with a baby with no arms and legs. And the funny part about it is this: it is not a metaphor. It is not something that is unseen or something that is physical. It is actually a teaching that says that men need to be in children's lives, whether they are here or not here, because a masculine presence actually helps the world go round when it is coupled with a paired counterpart of the female, which is why I
But
said
Christianity and Islam has those same
Yeah,
tenets.
yeah,
They said the
Teacher,
same
yeah.
thing.
but
I
both of
didn't
those
say
in
I
the
didn't
Bible
say
and
that
Quran.
I didn't say that they
But you
didn't.
said you brought that up like it surpassed
No,
them
I
by light
just
years, and you brought up something that they actually teach too.
I was explaining something that I read. So I wasn't
Okay.
saying like, oh, like it doesn't have a similar teaching and different things like
Yes,
that.
yes, you were though, Alfie. You were literally started off telling us
I
You
literally
said it
said
surpassed
that
it by
it
I
light
could.
years,
surpassed
and you
it,
were
not
supposed to
even
give us an
close.
example.
Then you gave an
Yeah,
example.
that's why I asked what I asked Afi at the get go. Yep.
You gave an example that we actually have in our traditions as well.
What I'm saying is that
You got to show
I
what makes your framework better than ours. Like because initially you were
All right.
saying that we need to give
why
ours
like why
back.
are y'all saying
If
ours
you
like
want
y'all
to,
all Christians and y'all
go put it
talking to
in
It,
the
somebody
fan
that
too.
don't
it
see? Like
No,
why are you
I'm saying
saying
ours like
ours?
we have frameworks that you relegated to being white. So I'm just trying to say if you have something that's better, we're trying to seek it out so that we could adopt what's better. But you haven't really offered us nothing that we can't get, but in this things that we already believe. And you're talking to multiple different people from different denominations, walks of life, religions, and spiritual traditions. So if you have all of us that are different listening to you and you got the answers, I need the keys to that Bentley. And you haven't really shown me no keys yet. You haven't really said nothing that we can't already duplicate. That's all I'm saying. But continue.
Well, hold on. I'm going to add this to it, Darian. Also, the way you said it with such confidence, I've studied is far surpasses everything else I've studied. That's really a statement of confidence. So the demonstration of that should be very easy for you. So what Darian is asking you to do should be a piece of cake. You can do it right now since you made such a declarative statement with such strength and power behind it. Could you give us that thing that's better than what we have? One teaching, just one.
I'm disengaging right now. I made him mad.
Oh yeah, when I come at the perfect time.
They made Alfie mad again.
What happened? I was gone for 30 seconds.
He disengaging.
All right. Oh
That
yeah,
was him
no
that said he
pressure. I don't want him to
disengaged.
be. I don't want it to be no pressure on him anyway. I'm just genuinely asking the questions to get clarity.
Oh, I didn't know he said he disengaged. My bad.
Oh,
He did.
he ain't
He didn't say
answering.
that.
He didn't
But
say it. He ain't just answering.
our questions are reactionary questions. We heard something and we responded to what we heard. So even there couldn't be pressure because we're responding to what Afi told us. We didn't just make this up and put it on him. He
said it
told
with
us these things.
confidence.
Yeah, he. So we're just asking him to kind of demonstrate his statement to us.
Respectfully, did every like does anybody have any other things that they want to say before I engage in conversation?
No, we're pretty much on pins and needles
I
waiting for
got
the
a
answer.
question for Aj Abu Ha.
Yes.
Hey, so like, cause you were saying that, well, he studies African like spirituality or whatever, and then that, he basically picks and chooses what's good or bad for him, right? Or,
Hmm.
well, this don't align with me, but this does. But isn't that like what people kind of do with like all religions?
That's my point. That's exactly my point, honey. That's the point I was trying to make to him. Like, what at the end of the day, what's the difference if we're all doing the same thing? I was getting to that point,
Yeah,
but
because that's what I was
he
like,
was
that's kind of like what everybody does, though. You take what resonates with you, maybe.
Mm-hmm. He gets it.
Well, one, I don't have an African religion. I just have African, like I'm just African, and we have teachings on all levels, higher sciences, and I just am expressing and explaining that the best way I can, as much as I can. And then like I can open up the teachings and start reading it, but I just like I don't know what else to, because like I'm not here to make people dress up in dashikis and unks. Like I'm not here to sell. I'm not a car salesman. Like that's why I left the streets. I realized when I was selling weed, like, okay, I'm not a good D-boy, so I'm not about to sit here and like pretend like I'm something that I'm not. So I just want the knowledge though. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded up some guns, this, that, and the third. But
are you currently deflecting, or did you forget the question?
no, I didn't forget anything. I'm saying that like, so I am not picking and choosing what is right or wrong. I am saying that universally, we know that it is wrong to hurt people. We know that if I stepped in any one of you's houses, I should not be stealing nothing or go to the kitchen and start cooking food like this is my house. It is a etiquette type of thing. that nobody has to teach. It's just inside of you. Like it's proper. Like I know, regardless of anything, to take my shoes off and put it at the door, put it in plastic bags so that I don't bring energy that is not for your house.
Yes. Well, he don't answer the question. Jaffe. I mean, Afi. Afi.
What's up?
This little Kevin. You told us to get rid of the Bibles and get rid of the Quran and practice African traditions or African ways, and that's what they're trying to ask you. If we did give up our Qurans and Bibles, what would we be getting in practicing African stuff? What would we get in return? What would we have to do? What
Nothing. The Africans can't even get the goddamn colonials off their neck. What that shit? That shit ain't doing them no good.
Like when two Africans have a dispute, let's say I got 3 wives and one of my wives cheated with somebody else. How do Africans handle that? Like how would African culture handle that? Because there's so many different type of cultures. So which one would I pick if I had a situation like that and I wanted to follow African traditions? Which African tradition should I pick to handle that situation? Because all African countries handle it differently. So which one would you suggest I pick to handle a situation like that?
That all depends on what the dispute is that you're having, as far as what you just mentioned, or if you are having a dispute with another African as far as certain type of etiquettes or different things like that. That is per your level of study, or just what you feel that you need to have a conversation, because I don't debate with a lesser dead mind or evil mind or mentally dead person. I teach. I only debate with my equals. So if
Man, you
I
got that from what you call it, bro. We know you quoting other people, man. I forget that man name. Dr. Clark. You didn't. You stole that man a whole speech right there. He said I don't debate with people under me. I only debate with my equals. Everybody else I teach.
and I
Yeah. You just stole
and
that
I
from that man now.
but first of all, I didn't steal it. I just think that, like, I actually love that actual logic and mental thought, because
But
it's
listen, I asked you
absolutely
a simple
true.
question. I'm African. I'm trying to practice Afro religion. I got 3 wives. One of my wives cheated with an African man, and she got pregnant by the African man. What culture?
I want to know
How
which one of us ain't
African
his
culture
equal
should
for
I
him to
handle that?
even.
No, first of all, I wasn't talking to nobody on this call. I was responding to saying, like, it's like this. So what happens is this. I myself, what I'm answering to
Tell him get
Jihad,
in here.
what I'm answering to Jihad, what I already answered. I do not feel that I am qualified to teach anything. I am just learning and expressing what I have learned. And then I am learning and expressing. And if I have to do more studying or be
But why would you
humbled,
tell us
or
to throw us our stuff away and you didn't have nothing to fill the void for us?
what I'm saying is this. As far as actually teaching somebody, I feel that can go all different type of ways. And I do not feel that at the current state that I am in my life, regardless if I get 10,000 or 100,000 books, that does not mean anything, because in order to be a teacher, it's certain qualifiers, it's certain things. Like it's a different type of lane, and it has nothing to do with confidence. This is just pure, like, actual things, so I'm not at that level yet. And that's it. Like I just give certain qualifiers for certain type of things and express myself in a certain type of way based on my journey, because that's where I'm at with it. Um, and by the way, I don't feel offended by this call or any lines of questioning or any questions that anybody has to ask me or anything that y'all want to bring up or talk about. Part and part. But to qualify something is this. When I study African teachings, it gives me a sense of actual African Black pride and culture. When I study other teachings, it gives me a disdain to hate what I actually am, which is why before the call got this deep, I was showing some of my African stuff and this, that, and the third, because like I actually think that if we actually seen us, we wouldn't be so opposed to listening to
What
us.
kind of African teaching makes you feel that way? Because as we discussed yesterday, bro, it's a shitload. Africa's a big ass place.
That's what we've been
with a
asking,
lot
Jay.
of teachings, like cutting clits off and shit like that. Which one makes you feel proud, though?
But Jay, just to bring you up to speed, he rejected that. He said they deserve death.
Yeah, I'm just that's cool.
Like,
He can reject it. That's why I'm asking which
just
ones. There's a lot of
because
ancient
I believe
African
in African
proverbs.
teachings does not
Or
believe you
are
have
they?
to.
Or hold on, brother, so you can understand what I'm trying to elaborate. Or are they the teachings that you're talking about? Are they specific to like a region or a tribe? Because you just can't say it's an African, because they all don't believe the same thing. Some of them don't even believe they're the same people. That's why they war and kill each other. So which ones or which region, like which ones are you picking up? I'll go back on mute.
No, you good, and I respect that qualifying question. The best way that I could reason in logic with this is that for me, and this is just me, like I can't speak in generals for what people should practice because it's 54 countries and thousands of tribes, meaning it's like almost thousands and hundreds of thousands of teachings and this, that, and the third. And so like that is a lot, which means that for me, what works for me is the Ethiopian, African teaching, the Sudan and Nubian, pre-dynastic Egypt, not new dynastic, pre-dynastic, and also like tribal teachings dealing with Congolese and Akan and Ifa and different things like that. So that's what works for me in Ashanti teachings. Like I broke this down the other day. Like this is what works for me. Now, is this a formula that will work for all Black people? No. This is what works for me as far as what I get things from this, that, and third. And I do not subscribe. I just want to clear this up for everybody. Just because you subscribe to a doctrine, a school of thought, or a teaching, or a religion, or anything like that, does not mean you have to accept the good, bad, and the ugly, and then say like, "Oh yeah, no, we got to keep that in our culture." Like,
you're not accepting that then, because I can't join something. If I join the Nation of Islam and I don't agree with their thing and I try to change it or take it, I'm not accepting their thing. I'm adding to it or taking away from it. So now I'm creating my own thing.
No, but you're not supposed to accept the bad of what they do. So you have a right to challenge that.
But why would I even join them if it's something about them that I disagree with?
First of all, no teaching is completely perfect without bad or blemish or error. No culture, no religion, no nothing.
But again,
so
if
we're
they say
not
white
gonna
people
play that game, man.
If they say white people's the devil and I'm married to a white woman, I don't think white people are the devil. Wouldn't you think it would be best that I not join that thing? I might like the militant. I might like the Black unity. I might like.
Brother, I just explained that.
I can't never finish talking, brother. I heard Mike. I heard Jay just talk. You didn't interrupt him. I heard Abu Haj talk. I don't know if it's something about my voice that make niggas want to speak over me or talk over me or something. But I'm getting tired of this shit, man. Only thing I was saying was, if you're going to join something, don't join it and then pick apart and take away what you're going to accept, because you're not actually joining it then. You're coming in to say, well, I like this, I like that, I don't like this, and I like this, then you're not fully in with them, because what they already started before you even existed. You came to their thing and you picked out what you wanted and what you didn't want, and you saying you part of that. You can't, if they pray 5 times a day and you say, I don't want to pray 5 times a day, I'm gonna pray 2, then you're not fully accepting what it is that they got, because you saying you wanted them and you accepted what they teach, but then you pick and choose. I'm not gonna do the 5-time prayers. I'm not gonna do the fast during Ramadan. I'm gonna do mine in on New Year's. You're changing things, and that's not you. And when you say, well, I'm in the nation, people will look at it and say, well, no, the nation don't do that. So then you're claiming to be Afro or whatever, but you're not doing what the Afro people that you say you follow do. And people are going to look at you and say, no, you're not, because they've been doing this for 2,000 years and you do this. So now I'm done. Thank you for allowing me to say that.
Hey, Aki, too, also, like, this started with, you presenting it as these teachings on being superior. And when you laid out a couple examples, we showed you that we all have that same concept or that same teaching. Like, you still haven't shown anything that says, oh, this is why I accept this and why it's superior to what everybody else is saying they believe. Could be wrong, because I left for a little while, maybe broke it down. I still haven't heard it yet. Somebody's like, if I'm just coming into the conversation, it's almost sounding like we all rejecting what you saying, and you defending it, saying like, I ain't telling y'all to believe what I'm saying. It sounds like that, but that's not how this should have went. Like, you presented it as this is the better way, and this is why, and we never got the why.
Hey, Abu Haq.
Yeah.
In Islam, does Islam teach you a certain way to divorce your wife?
Yes.
Now, if I'm married and I don't do it the way Islam said it, but I'm claiming to be a Muslim and my wife claimed to be a Muslim, and I don't do it according to Islam, would Muslims see me and that woman as being divorced?
No.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's the tradition in Islam.
That's right.
You got to publicly let it be known that you divorcing this woman, and she has a certain amount of time that she has to wait before she can be with another man or even entertain marrying another man. And if y'all don't adhere to that, then the ummah or the community don't recognize what y'all got going on, what y'all it is that y'all trying to do. And that's what I'm telling. And in what African culture, if I wanted to divorce my wife, which African culture should I use to go through with this divorce? And he told us to throw the Bibles and the Qurans away and accept African stuff. And I'm asking him, if I got this issue, I'm trying to divorce my wife, and I want to do it the African way, which African tradition should I pick to divorce my wife? And he's not giving me any examples of it. But he's telling me to choose the African way. And I'm saying, which way should I go, brother? And he's saying, well, I don't teach and I don't do this and that. I just tell you, you got to go look for it yourself or something. I guess that's what he's saying.
Maybe, do you think he knows? He would, if he could.
No, he don't know, because he's never been to Africa. He says he's Jamaican and Nigerian. He hasn't even attempted to go outside the country and learn their ways. At least he's screaming, I'm Nigerian, but he don't know no Nigerian customs. He's looking for TV, National Geographic, and the few Africans he done ran into in America, and he's trying to come to a conclusion. Go over there and find out. Go find the tribe. Go find out. Go look.
I don't watch TV, brother. I don't even own the TV. When I was talking about what I was looking at, I was like a teenager, damn near like 11, 12 years old. I am 32, about to be 33. I disconnect myself from certain type of ways, and I lived and traveled to a lot of different cities and states in America, and I am planning to go international because like it's interesting. That's it. That's all I can say. Like, I don't This is not a pissing contest. I don't care. I don't like share, like my heart is not pounding. I'm not under pressure. I don't fear nothing. The thing about it is this: colloquialisms and verbiages do not work when a person, like, you can't, like, this is the thing. You can't trick somebody with words and they study dictionaries. That's literally how basic this is. And that is African teachings also. You cannot trick somebody with something that they already practice and study. And what happens is now feelings, evolution. Like, that's evolution. Like, what's happening right now is evil lotion. And it's basically like, oh, you're a good person. You're a good person. You are
Evil lotion.
genuine. You are very cool. But we still think it's something wrong with you, though. You're still weird. You're still strange. You're still a dweeb. You're still odd. But if you liked me, you wouldn't have said that. That's the weird part about it. Like,
The weird part was you came to
because the
this
thing
group
is,
and you
if I'm
told us to
genuine
put
and
down the
cool,
Quran and the Bible, but
I
you
should
didn't
be
give us nothing
genuine and
else.
cool. Like, this is very weird that somebody is saying, like, you don't harm people, but we think that you're a murderer. You don't harm people. You don't do nothing to nobody, but we know that it's some evil in you.
Oh, Lord.
That doesn't make sense. And our laws actually, well, not our laws, because fuck this country. So not our laws, their laws say that you cannot persecute nobody if you don't have the evidence, actual footage and evidence. Not, oh, because somebody is saying words that offends me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me.
You got that
People
from
can,
Sesame Street.
oh my God.
You stealing Big Bird words.
People can't call me ugly, and I'm just gonna believe that I'm ugly because you say it, or you
But I
describe
told
it,
you
or you
earlier, brother, I
philosophize
said
it.
you have to value the opinion of others. A person cannot offend you if you don't value that opinion. So therefore, if I say you ugly and you say, hey man, I don't really think that highly of what your opinion is, so that don't bother me. It only bothers you if you value what I'm saying. If you think I'm a person that says something of substance, then
And
that's when
that's
it bothers you.
that's literally what I
Put this
just
book back
said.
in the
Like,
bag for the
sticks
rest
and
of the
stones
time.
may break my bones, but words may never
Yeah,
hurt me.
tell your brother
Like
go
a million people can call me crazy for any amount of reasons. I'm not gonna believe this whole room. What Tank Davis said, this whole room can go against me. I still know I'm great, and all y'all gonna be mad at the results. What did Terrence Crawford said when he beat Canelo before he beat him, which I was telling niggas for 2-3 years? Terrence Crawford is about to whoop that boy, and size don't mean nothing. And literally, he whooped that boy and told him, like, listen, this whole room can go against me, but I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody could be a nobody on any given day. Somebody could be a nobody, and a nobody could be a somebody. And motherfuckers was calling him crazy and this, that, and the third because they believe, the bigger you are, the stronger you are, and all this other shit. And he whooped that boy like that
But
nigga
what
didn't
does
even
that
know how to
have to do with
box.
us leaving the Bible and Quran alone and
Which
teaching actuality?
means that literally, like,
Yeah, bring
just
it.
because groups of people group up in something does not mean it's the truth. The truth resonates with how you are in your right mind, not your situation, not your bank account, not you sent your kids to college, not you left your kids $1 million, not none of that. What's their mind like? Because when you talk to somebody, they're going to see what your mental is like. Not, oh, what you have. I'm not impressed by a Patty Palik because a nigga pulled up in a Benz with a $30,000 chain, but he can't tell me what's 4 times 3. That's my point. Dot.
But guess what? A
Material
man
does
that
not
don't know
equal
a man
intelligence
that don't
because
know what's 4 times 3, he might can save your life. He might be able to give you CPR. So I don't judge a person whether he knows.
I'm not judging anybody.
But you just said about a Philippe.
I never judged nobody. Nothing in my statement was a judgment.
See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all let new people in these groups, like y'all let Christian in, and they talk for 3-4 days with their crazy ideas.
Nothing. I never judged nobody.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people in this group. I ain't talking to you. And this happens all the time. Y'all let these people in. Y'all give them a microphone for 5 days, and we got to listen to their rigmarole shit. They won't explain nothing. we just get held captive, and we lose brain cells listening to them. And we do this all the time. A new motherfucker. It's like we like a cat with a new mouse, and we want to see what tricks this mouse can do. And we sit around for 4-5 days playing with him until we get bored with him. And then we go in and cut his motherfucking jugular vein, and we throw him away and look for the next new mouse who's gonna get in the group. So he on his like 3rd day. I guess he got like 2 more days before y'all attack and kill him. Because he ain't answered no question. He talking about Tank Davis and Bud Crawford and Canelo. I still don't know what that got to do with putting down the Quran and the Bible and choosing African. I don't know what African we choose. He just said choose Africa. I don't understand what that means. Let's say I wanted to put down my Quran, you're not giving me the motivation to put it down and choose Africa, because you ain't told me what I'm getting if I choose Africa.
What I'm respectfully do is this:
disengage.
I am actually going to pull up some teachings, put it in the back chats, and we just leave it at that. And I am also, because I do not want to disrupt the flow of what's going on here. So here's what I'm going to do. I am actually going to respectfully disengage. Because I am actually genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, having a genuine conversation. And it's very weird that people are trying to twist it for some odd reason. But here's the catch. If I was, alhamdulillah, Allah watsapana Allah, or shalom, this, that, and third. If I was in y'all teaching, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You said, like, watch this. This is the funny thing. Even if I was a Christian or a Muslim or had a Quran or a Bible, you still would think that I'm weird. So now I still have to disengage, because it's not about what I'm practicing. It's about basically you're just going to think that because I actually think when I'm speaking. Like, I'm not sitting here like, oh, like, you know, like I just want to sell you something because it sounds good and I want everybody just, you know, just ride with it because, you know, we all have the same type of vernacular and, you know, like we all got cars. So, you know, I can teach you how to drive. Like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm literally simply saying is this: respectfully, I have no problem with people in this group. I have no problem with what y'all study. I have no problem with your intelligence level or anything like that. And I'm not putting nobody over anybody. I'm not saying that this group is better than this group, even though I will say that Islam is better than Christianity. But I will also say that African teachings is better than both. But Islam is right there as far as what it takes
to articulate what about African teachings is better than both. You just haven't been able to articulate that to us.
I mean,
listen. The Africans can't even get out of what they in right now with them African teachers, bro.
Listen.
Spirituality better.
So this is so look.
The Africans running the world.
All I'm gonna say is this: I'm going to continue to be on this call. I love you, brothers. I appreciate y'all. This has been very interesting, and also, I am going to respectfully disengage, not because I'm emotional or upset or trying to be a charlatan.
That's exactly what it is. That's why you saying
no, that's not. No, actually, it's actually a actual respect thing because I'm not here to disrespect.
But that's what you really are.
No, that's not. No, I'm disengaging because
you don't have to tell us why you disengaging. Just disengage. Because when you tell us you're not doing it for these reasons, we think exactly that. You're doing it for those. We frustrated you. You couldn't answer questions, so now you finna stop talking.
No, that's not the case.
That's what everybody literally.
I could have been 100% right, and this is not about me. I'm new to this group. Y'all been speaking. This is not about me. I am not here to be like, oh, I'm the new sheriff in town, so fuck y'all and everybody lay down, or I'm gonna shoot you with the hand you roll up with. Like, no, this is not that type of thing.
What are you coming inside for?
So
just running in and out the
I'm
door.
gonna let all of you continue to have a conversation, and Afi Awuku, Dr. Afi, is going to go on mute, and I am going to continue to listen, learn, and absorb. And when I am called upon or anything like that, I will still continue to listen, and then I will actually engage in a more interesting type of way. But
who's going on mute? Did you say Dr. Afi?
Dr. Awuku, yes, I am a holistic doctor. I've been studying African teachings for a long time. I am not a scholar, but I am qualified to teach certain types of things at a certain type of level. Once it goes past that level, I can't help you from there. I can only point you in the direction of people who I feel can help you in certain type of ways. If I don't have things to offer, and if I have more to study, then I would like your teachings. I would like you to reference that and tell me how much it costs so I can purchase it.
Is holistic dealing with like health or things like that?
Yeah, and it's also about cleaning up your mind so you can have an African mind.
A word.
Well, I want an African mind.
You have one. You wearing a dashiki.
Also, it's the clothes I wear.
No, it's not the clothes you wear. Those clothes
some Africans don't wear clothes. They naked.
Damn.
So if I wore a dashiki around, they might think I was a strange person because they naked. They walk around their titties swinging. They got a little deer skin around their. Matter of fact, they don't even cover up their booty or their private parts.
Wow.
They just naked.
Wow.
I have a question for I have a question for William.
True peace can y'all all be good. Afi is disengaging. Y'all be good.
William, brother, you still awake?
I'm starting to blame Abu Haj for all this stuff now.
Oh, shit. I hate men. I'll be cool.
No, I'm saying I'm blaming you for this now. For not by Afi. I'm blaming you, man.
Shoot, I come in when
trying to
called.
use logic and stuff, man. You should just let us go out in the outer space and stay out there.
Hey, Lorenzo, imagine a group full of Farouks.
If Farouk was here, Farouk would be on his side.
No doubt.
I don't know why people be so damn arrogant and can't just, learn away.
I'm saying, like, what makes you qualified to come and sort through the knowledge? Nah, this is good, this ain't good. I'm gonna take this and I ain't gonna take that. You ain't did no studying nowhere. So you just gonna disregard all the studies. You ain't even qualified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it, man.
I did think we got to the point where it was kind of like we all do the same thing, and ours here is better. And I think that's where we into that. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think he came in like
yeah.
He didn't come in kicking people saying y'all put that down.
Did.
Maybe he said it yesterday. I don't know. But I'm saying today what I heard.
He said it today too.
Okay.
Well,
my bad.
He said the African teachers he had far exceeds anything.
Yeah,
that y'all
he
have.
said by far, boy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Light years.
I get the connotation, but I think he even put it that way. Okay, y'all right.
You know,
like
one of the things about Islam that draw me to Islam that I like. Islam taught, it said, I want for my brother what I want for myself. And I was thinking, I said, is that an African teaching? And you can find that same thing in African teachings. You can find that in Christianity teaching. And I liked it that because in the they say, if I got a bowl of soup, my brother got half of that bowl of soup. I'm not going to eat that bowl of soup and watch him not have nothing to eat. And that's one of the principles of the tenets that I get from Muslim. When I'm around Muslim gifts, they give you stuff. It's like they want to give you everything they can give you. You can't go around them and not leave with something because they're going to make you take it. Because they strongly believe in, I want for you what I want for myself.
Hey. Can I ask you a question, rather not to fight, but just as a comparison?
Yeah, brother. You always ask me something. You my dear brother, Theo.
Okay, so you made a comparison to Afi if he doesn't practice, if he doesn't adhere to all the principles of that, whatever he's claiming, how can he claim it? And that's one of the things that you battle against. You don't adhere to all the the tenets of Islam.
I
You know what I
do.
mean? Okay, I can be okay. I wasn't a fight, so
No, I'm saying I do. I
okay.
listen. I do. I fast. I'm only obligated to do certain things. What somebody might think I'm supposed to do. I'm not obligated to grow a beard.
Okay.
I'm not obligated to roll my pants up. I'm not obligated to become a hafiz or none of that. I'm only
Yeah, I didn't want
obligated
to
to do
put you. I
certain
didn't want
things,
to
and I
put you
do
on the
those
stand that
things.
way. I didn't want to put you on the stand that way.
No, I
Seriously.
ain't taking no
Yeah.
offense. I'm good. But I was just letting you know. And if I go like when I go to the mosque, they wouldn't know I was in the Nation of Islam unless I told them. When I first started talking to Rashid and what's the brother name that's over there in Saudi Arabia? What's
Abdul
the
Jalil.
Yeah, Abdul. They thought I was Sunni Muslim. I was in a group for about 6 months with them, and we was going at it with the Israelites and all stuff. It wasn't until I posted a picture of Elijah Muhammad, a thing, and they all turned around. They said, "Brother, you nation?" I said, "Yeah," and they was like, "Damn, we've been rocking with you for 6 months, nigga. You done infiltrated us. We didn't even know you was in the nation because they wouldn't know."
I didn't. I didn't know till they told me.
Yeah. And I go to all type of mosques. I go into mosques. I go everywhere. I sit down with the brothers. They don't know unless if I tell them. And then some of them, even if you tell them, they don't have a problem with it. Some of them might do, but they don't say nothing right then and there. They might, say, okay, well, let everybody know that brother, he really ain't woo out the band. But they don't say nothing.
So for you, you feel like that. For you though, you feel like that form of Islam is the best way for you, right?
Because I'm like, in some part, I'm like Afi. I'm about
Exactly.
blackness. Most Sunni
That was it.
Muslims, they not about blackness. They about just brotherhood. I'm about brotherhood, but I also put my brother. I put more value on my black brother. And Sunni Muslims don't do that, or at least they say they don't do that until you
Are you
ask
right?
for their daughter hand in marriage or something.
Are you right? So as far as the African teachings go, based on what Will said earlier, and also what Pan said yesterday about Pan Africanism, the idea that I'm getting is that the African stuff that we are talking about is American based Africanism. That's how I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
No, not what from what I was saying, not at all.
Oh, because you talk. Okay, I mean I could be wrong, but it's like this one, like based on like I said, some stuff you said yesterday and what Will said today, and the mistakes that Afi made, it sounds like an American based. Like the source is
Yeah.
us as African Americans, and we kind of reach back somewhere, grab some teachings, and pull them over here with us.
I was going to not say nothing, but once you said my name, I had to make sure we
Oh
correct
yeah,
that
yeah,
point. I was
most
speaking about
definitely.
Odanani, specifically Odanani from the Igbo tribe, West African in Nigeria. I even mentioned their market days and how they have a different understanding. I went through the whole teaching shit, so the conversations was completely different. So just let's separate that.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely did that because I even told you that they call me Igbo. Remember, I asked you for details, you gave them to me, no doubt about it. But again, because when you have
I
Pan
actually am.
Africanism,
I actually
yeah,
am.
yeah, I
I
know.
got
That's
my
what. Yeah, I know.
DNA. It said I'm 63% Nigerian.
Yeah, yeah, I know
I
you're
got
Igbo.
it's
That's
on
what I'm
my
saying.
phone right now.
But when I asked about the Pan Africanism part, that's the part where you kind of it sounded American, like an American version of African stuff. That's what it sounded like when we dealt with the Pan African part.
Yeah, no.
But I got you because you went into great detail about it. But still, but Will, when you spoke to Afi earlier, you talked about two groups. Pan didn't talk about those groups. He talked about the Igbo, but y'all talked about the Nebu and Nawapians. That's the two groups that y'all were talking about. Now, aren't those American-based pro-black organizations?
One is, one not.
Which one isn't?
The Nebo is born here in America.
Nawapian is not.
No, because the founder is not from America. He's an African from Sudan.
So Nawapian is found in Sudan. It's not here. It's not.
The founder of Nuwapo is from Sudan. He's an African.
But he came here and started the Nuwapian movement, though, right?
He came here and I wouldn't say started it. He just made people informed about it.
Where would somebody like Dr. Malachi York come in when we're talking about African teachings?
Where would he come in?
Yes.
I know his family is from the Sudan. I know his teachings as far as it coming. I don't really understand the question. You have to be a little more clear.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to try to phrase it the way that I think I heard it. But are you asking him, like, when y'all are having conversations about African spirituality and African teaching, how does this man and his teachings come up? I mean, is it only because he's from Sudan?
No. First of all, we do not like the terminology Africa. We think that's just disrespect. So we wouldn't fall under African teachings. I think that's something Afi brought up. That's not in Nuwapo as far as African. No, that terminology wouldn't be used.
Okay, so the terminology
that teaching
African.
wouldn't be part of the African studies because Africa is not a word we would use as a misnomer to us. We don't subscribe to that word.
Yeah, but when we say it to each other, it's understood what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But it wouldn't be an African study.
What would it be?
Nuwapo is basically a science of how one thinks, utilizes the highest power called reasoning. Period. No. I'm saying he's not an American. He's from Sudan.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That man is born from Baltimore. He is American. He was born from Baltimore, Massachusetts.
I know a lot of people are gonna say he's this, he's that.
Like man, this man was born in Brooklyn, New York. Like what?
That's what I thought. He was born in Brooklyn.
Let me just say this real quick. There's a lot of stuff out there.
That man is American.
They erupted. Hell yeah.
Everybody's just jumping.
Calm down.
I'm gonna say this real clear.
No,
I'm gonna say this clear.
No, calm down, brother. We'll talk.
Relax,
Why
guys.
everybody jumping? Let's just talk.
Calm down.
If you believe he's from New York, fine with me. Not a problem. If you believe that, fine with me.
That man said it out his own mouth that he was born in Brooklyn, New York. That man didn't say he was born in Africa.
Before y'all go crazy, I wanna correct myself. I want to remove Pan from the whole American-based African stuff because he did go to the actual source. So I'll take Pan out of that.
Who's asking the question? I don't even know who's. I don't recognize the voice.
That was Hodge talking.
No. That said, the man said it out of his own mouth. He was born in New York.
I think that was Afi. I think
he's not born in New York.
He turned up.
There's no information. I would like to present the information where he said he was born in New York. That's all I want to know. And I'll present my information, and we'll compare. If you think he's from New York, fine. Bring the information.
Afi, so you got to bring the info that what a man was born in New York. You got to prove it.
Bring the video where he say he's from there.
Oh, whatever you got. But listen, Will, he wasn't the only one that said the man was American. I heard
it's a lot of rumors going around what this man is.
New York was born in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, there's a lot of
that is America.
Let me just say this real quick.
Why I said
he's not born in.
Hold on, 1 second. Claimed various other birthplaces and ancestry over the course of his life, including Sudan and extraterrestrial planet. And the extraterrestrial planet called Risk.
Yes.
Official documentation and the FBI list his birthplace as Maryland, which was on June 26, 1945.
So he's an American.
And that's in the encyclopedia. encyclopedia.com.
Oh, that's what
He from
I
another
thought you
country.
said something that came out of his mouth. I'm waiting for that information.
Okay.
The man never said he was born in New York. Never said that.
I know that didn't the movement start in like Brooklyn though? It moved from Brooklyn.
It was the movement started in Brooklyn in
grew up in New York
1967.
City. He primarily grew up in New York City, spending most of his early life in the Brooklyn
Let me ask
area.
you, is that from his
So
mouth?
what does that mean? No, stop. What does that mean? He had a birthplace in Baltimore, Massachusetts, and then he grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and started his first school in
what information
Brooklyn,
or
New
source?
York.
What source
And
is
then
that?
moved. Like, brother,
What source is that?
I just want to know
It
so I
says
can
his
listen. Did
public
one of y'all think
record.
he's from a different planet?
His public record says that he's from the United States, although he
Is
claims
that
to be from
Whitaker
there.
thing? Whitaker Pedia?
It's just a
There's a lot of
believe he's
information.
from a different planet,
Information
though,
out there
right?
that says
The
his real name
WapiNewsWhip.com
is
says he
Dwight
was born
York.
in Boston.
What source
An
is that?
American black woman born in Philadelphia. So his mama was born in Philadelphia and he was born in Boston. That's from the Wapianism site.
Okay.
There it is.
I'm waiting for Alfred to say he said it out of his own mouth, waiting for that source.
brother, Dr. York has made many videos
She
saying
just
that he
read
was
the, she
born
just
in
read from
Boston,
his book of
Present the
wisdom.
Massachusetts,
video,
and then
brother. That's
moved
all I
to
want to know.
Brooklyn, New York.
Go get him.
And then
Alfred,
moved to Brooklyn, New York.
Just
You
get the
said
video.
he said he was born in Brooklyn, New York. Came out of his own mouth. I would
No.
like to see that.
I said that he was born in Boston, and I said that he spent most of doing his
No, that's not what you
actual
said.
Alfred,
Listen. I'm
You said he
just
said out his
clarify.
own mouth he was born here. You said that.
I'm gonna clarify it. The man was born in the United States. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts, and when he became conscious and started teaching people, that was in Brooklyn, New York. That was not in the Sudan.
Okay.
So did he say it out his own mouth or not?
Yes.
Well, can we get the video?
And that's what they want. They want you to produce whatever it is that you
And he got it in his teachings that he is born from this place.
I'll handle everything. I just want it in order. You said it came out of his own mouth. I would like you to present that where it came out of his own mouth, and then we can move from there. Meanwhile, I will get his birth certificate.
And I'm gonna put him on the call when he called me later on from the joint. You said his call and put him on the phone. We're gonna talk to him.
You said you're gonna call what?
Ain't he in jail?
Yes, he's in jail. He's serving 135 years
in
Supermax in Florence.
Supermax.
Supermax in Florence, Colorado.
And he the one who had that building shaped like the pier. I mean the
Yeah, he made like that Egyptian place over there.
Yeah.
I'll show pictures of that
like,
myself. Yes. He has over 476 acres of land in Georgia, Edenton, Georgia.
Yeah.
And he
And
has
they
built 3
dressed up some
pyramids
kind of
on there
way.
with her Sphinx. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what they had going on. So what are we supposed to believe? Like, because he says he's from the extraterrestrial world in this galaxy Ilium. And then he was claimed that he was from Omdurman, Sudan.
That's correct.
And then public records say he was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and he was a nationalized citizen of Liberia.
That's correct. All that. Now I'm going to explain certain things. And back in the day, they didn't have birth certificates. What they would give you is a baptism certificate or some kind of religious certificate to proof of birth. So they wasn't really tight on where you were born and stuff like that. So like prior 1970, birth certificates was not the document needed. You can use a Baptist or you can use some other kind of certificate as far as religion is concerned. In those days, people, when they came across or whatever, and they get baptized, they use that record and say, okay, we're going to say you were born here on this day or whatever. And they'll use that based on the state he's in. That's what they do from back in the days. It's not like today when you're born in there, you immediately get a birth certificate. It didn't work like that. That's point one. So this is why it looks like it's all over the place. First, he said he's born in Massachusetts. Somebody said Maryland. After he said out his own mouth from Brooklyn. So we're talking about 1945 when the brother was born. They wasn't doing birth certificates back then. So the only people we can deal with who knows is his mother and him. So Alfie said it came out of his own mouth. That's the strongest evidence ever. I would like to see that evidence.
Well, it's on Alfie now to get that video.
Said you was gonna show the birth certificate though.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. But I don't want to leave out.
But hold on, how you gonna show a birth certificate for something that doesn't exist?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I heard
all
that.
right, I'm gonna try to explain it. Because of no. Because the birth of record is
They didn't
not.
have birth certificates, but we got a birth certificate to verify that he's from Sudan.
Right.
Alfie, don't you get too excited now. We still waiting on that video.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it. Because not only America has records of births, other countries have records of births. I'm talking about in America, a birth certificate was not the only requirement. Or you can use a baptism certificate or some other religious thing as proof of birth. Not just, birth certificate wasn't that strong back then. But in Sudan, they have records of birth. Other countries have records of birth. So that's what I'm getting. Not a birth certificate in America. I'm getting the certificate in Sudan. Give me a minute. It's going to take a time because I wasn't prepared for all this.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never seen y'all get this excited about Jesus, boy. Y'all was
But
up about Malachi York. I thought we had.
wouldn't his parents have to be have something showing that they produced him in Sudan, but because if the records regarding his parents are American and the public records are American about his birth, then we would have to get everybody to Sudan and make it all true over there, like not just.
The best I can do is get the certificate from Sudan and show you a picture of the prime minister of Sudan at the time with Dr. York in Brooklyn. I think the only that his mother's dead. His mother's been dead for about 14 years. So I can't use his mom's. She's not there. And I can only go by what was presented to me as evidence. Other than that, I don't know. But obviously he said that came out of his mouth. I will lean with that. If he can get that video where Dr. York said he was born in Brooklyn out of his own mouth, I will have to yield to that. Because that would be the strongest evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing else matters as long as if it's not from his mouth saying that he's born in Brooklyn or Maryland.
Can you repeat that?
So no other evidence matters, outside of this specific verbal, confession that he's, born in Baltimore or Brooklyn.
I never heard of the Baltimore, Maryland before. The reason why it's Boston, Massachusetts is because his mother was from there. Originally from Boston, Massachusetts.
Like everything, like the FBI records say that he's from Maryland.
Born in Maryland. His mother.
There's an
was born
FBI
in
record saying that he's. I would like to see the record that FBI. If that's FBI, then I got to lean with that. That's strongest. If that's FBI record, then I'll lean with that. If they're saying the FBI saying he's Maryland, then I got nothing over the FBI.
So let's see.
I know you don't trust the FBI, Will.
If the FBI is saying that, then I'll lean with that.
Let's see. York also named is Issa. Not that you found guilty of committing a pattern of racketeering. Utilize his power as a leader. Let's see.
How long that man been in jail? What he went to jail in the 60s or something?
No, he went to jail in 2002. Well, he got convicted in 2002. Yeah.
That's early. That's 27 years ago.
That was 24 years ago. That was a Fed charge. The state charge is still open. They never closed that charge. They never closed the case on the state, but the feds convicted him of 135 years.
See, I heard his name, but I never really knew nothing about his movement, like what his teaching was, his followers or nothing. I seen a picture of him with like a thing on his head, like a fez-like thing, but I never really knew nothing
A
too much
mama
about
with
him.
a Taj on it, yes.
Yeah.
That's an old picture.
So I found this birth certificate, right?
What?
I'm gonna.
Found a what?
Y'all, the birth certificate.
I'm gonna put the thing back here and then the picture of it because it's so old.
Rainy.
Yeah, they got like the picture of it on this site right here. So I think that's where they get. It says Suffolk. It's Suffolk County in Boston.
Yeah,
it got his mother being from Philly. He said he didn't know what his father was, so that makes sense. But it says David F. York and Mary C. York. Anyway,
it says what's on the birth certificate? What's the name on it?
David York.
Yeah.
David.
Is it the white York? Is it the white York on that birth certificate?
Name of child, son York. Because that's right. Because he went and got his name changed.
Right.
This one says that he himself, Malachi York, born Dwight D. York, frequently claimed to be from Brooklyn, New York, where he established the Ansar Allah community in 1970s. His actual birthplace and background are highly debated. While his followers accept his Brooklyn roots, the FBI records and researchers point him to being born in Massachusetts or Maryland. The only damn FBI document that I could find like quickly was the one of his conviction, like detailing everything and when he was sentenced and all of that, but it doesn't have his actual.
Right.
Which one of y'all got the album?
Got what?
Al Carisby.
Got his album. He got an album.
He said album. He said the man got an album out.
Yeah,
he got a few.
Yeah, no, that man could sing.
A few music out.
Oh, he can sing. He sing too.
Yeah, he sing. Yeah, no. That's like outside of knowledge and different things like that. Like, no, he definitely got some fire music. And when the Wabians rap and this, that, and the third, or make music, like
I'm gonna put in the back chat his record birth from Sudan and a picture of him when he was 12 years old. All right.
In Sudan?
With her mom in the room.
So his movement was not like an back to African movement?
No, it was not. It was nothing about Africa. That terminology is not. Those are not his verbiage.
Chips. They was going back to Planet Risk.
Now that sounds like his verbiage, but Africa was not his verbiage.
Tamaray, Egypt of the West.
He definitely was pointing to at least some knowledge and
he was dealing with Tamaray.
His whole compound was designed after Egypt.
It literally was designed after Africa. He literally made the the
All right,
Egyptian
let me
ancient
explain it.
Egyptian order. Like
his teachings went
we
back to he like brought all religions together, kind of like Madame Blavatsky.
back to
He would
Africa.
bring it all back to like Egypt and specific to be specific.
All right, let me just try to clear up some stuff.
Jesus.
The Nuwabians at one time was planning a trip to go to Egypt. All right. And at the time, there was a lot of stuff going on with the Ikhwani sect and the Wahhabis. And he didn't want to, and it was expensive. So those are the two reasons why we didn't go. Because it was too expensive for a group of people to go out there, for one. Another thing, too, was there's a lot of radicalism going on in Egypt. So he decided to build Egypt at that current location. He said, I can't take y'all to Egypt. I can't take y'all to Egypt, but I'll bring Egypt to you. That was the purpose of building that theme park. That's out of his own mouth.
He called it a theme park? Wait, did he call it a theme park?
He called it a theme park.
Okay.
A park that is a theme of Egypt. That's what he called it. And it was a nice place for family members, and everybody can come down and get together. And we did that every year for 7 days. Thousands of people would come, and they would hang out on the land, fresh air. Kids would run around. They had guards there and everything. It was just a nice place, from what I experienced. I went down there in 97. I went down there in 94. He just started building in 97. So it was only two pyramids in 97 when he started building. When we went back in 98, he had built the so-called Sphinx, we call it Rutwi, and he built the mirrors. So all that was already set up with the palm trees and everything out there like that. Looked nice. He also built a replica what he saw as Solomon's Temple. I was there. And if I wasn't home, I'd probably show some pictures. But I'm not home. But I did put the birth certificate out that he presented back in 1997 because he had issues with people in Sudan because of the politics of Sudan. The Sudanese were not to be bothered with the Ikhwani sects or the Wahhabis or those people from Saudi Arabia. They was against it. When his cousin took over as the prime minister, they started mingling with those people because they were intermarrying with them. And that's when he stepped away from them. And stepping away, of course, he had back clashes with them because he stepped away. And so the negative stuff came out from their side. But that was the whole premise of the beef between him and the family in Sudan. It was a political move where they was not supposed to intermingle with the Wahhabis and the Saudi Arabians. So when they did that, he stepped away from it because that was not the tradition. They didn't like them people in Saudi Arabia. King Fahad and all that.
Was he a Muslim or something at one time?
How I know? Because he told me. He didn't just tell me. It's not something I heard. I'll walk with this man.
Was he a Muslim at one time?
He was born Muslim.
Oh, okay. Because I know you said he was born in Sudan. That's what made me think.
Yeah, he was born Muslim.
He was in Brooklyn wearing all white. Everybody wore white.
Yes, they were wearing the Sudanese tradition that they call a jalabiya. Yes.
Yeah, and they had a really Muslim kind of vibe. I ain't saying they was
He didn't start
Muslim,
with
but
that. He started when he first started in 1967. I have pictures of that also. They were wearing a black fez with an Ankh 6-pointed star and a crescent moon underneath that symbol.
Yes. They call them.
And they was calling themselves pure Sufis.
Mm-hmm.
This is before the Nubian Islamic community
Hebrews
or Ansarullah. This is before that.
Yep.
I was there. I walked and talked with that man. There's nothing I heard, nothing I read out of his own mouth.
Well, I mean, that's possible, and with all due respect, just because he said something, that's obviously the problem here. Is that he says things, and some of them are hard to bring substance to.
I'm going to try to explain certain things.
Okay.
As we're walking and dealing with this man, there are certain things about him that's interesting. People ask questions, and based on how close you are with this man, he would tell you. People would take stuff like the telephone game, add shit, and express it to everybody else, and it don't be clearly what he says. 90% of the shit these niggas are saying about Dr. York, most of them niggas wasn't there, or they're confused about it. How I know? Because I pressed them myself personally.
This is so a very simple thing, though. Like, it's just where he's born.
Right. And like I
we
said,
don't have to philosophize this.
Right. But I'm gonna tell you why.
If I'm born in Cleveland, Ohio, I don't care. I don't care if I win a Nobel Peace Prize for certain studies and this, that, and the third, and I go move different places and find out my galactic destination or another form and this, that. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. The problem, like in America, before 1970, birth records are very hard to deal with because it wasn't regulated like it is today.
That's not true because my grandfather was born in 1913 and we have his birth records.
I'm going to say this one more time. This is why they have the same issue with WFR Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali, Clarence 13X, because Clarence 13X death certificate has Clarence 37X. And his birthday is different from on his death certificate from his birth certificate. Same thing with WFR Muhammad, because in those days, birth records wasn't regulated like it is today. You can't get away with the shit you get away with now back then. Everything is computerized and regulated. Well regulated.
Documented. If I have a baby in 2015, I had a baby in 2015.
Right, but it wasn't regulated by national government organization where it's identified throughout the country. So I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm gonna take it, and because I drive trucks. So back in the days, the CDL wasn't as regulated as today. So if I was driving back then,
come see everything that we could be. You, me, recreate a symphony. Slow dream, hit the spot just right, baby.